Hello, welcome to a very low quality, bougie aesthetic video. And I'm going to be doing a speed paint. Please forgive my horrible editing skills, but I'm drawing. Yes, I'm drawing for my Dungeons and Dragons group because I promised them I would make them a super cool drawing of the group, and now I can use it and be aesthetic. So yeah, let's just start drawing and yeah. Okay, so the first character I'm drawing from the group is named Wooble, and he's like a plasmoid. It's like a scientific cool guy. Anyways, he can contort his body and do anything. I love him. And he he has a crossbow that he has on his arm, and he can also turn into a vampire. Or basically, he can turn into anything. He kind of can just... His whole power and purpose is that he can, contort his body and, change into everything because he's just a goop. And so he can, grow a buff arm. But, he's usually, this blob. So I made him, this cool aquamarine color. I also followed the reference that my friend drew. And he's, the youngest of the group. He's, a couple days old because he was made a lap. And he's super cool and aesthetic. Yeah, slay! Next is my character. Her name is Rosemary, and she's a fairy. She's all pink because obviously, I love pink. My favorite color. Amazing, perfect, beautiful. I love her because basically she seems really cute and nice, and then her whole thing is that she's actually insanely crazy. She can be sometimes, and so sometimes it's so funny, you just see her in the corner just laughing to herself or just losing her marbles. And I made her design all pink and cute. I gave her the super cool Melanie Martinez heart axe and super sparkly fairy wings. She's her backstory is that basically she came from a super rich merchant family. This D&D campaign is taking place in a semi-magical and modern technologically advancing world, and so basically her family got super rich just because they're making a mixture of magical and technological modern products. And so she is super materialistic, super just, I don't know, she just loves fancy things. She's the kind of girl that, she loves when you buy her super fancy designer bag or jewelry or all that stuff. She collects tiny jewels, and she just loves her things, her tiny fancy things that makes her feel rich and cool. And she was having her just crazy episodes where she was just starting to just go kind of insane, and so her family sent her to a quote-unquote healing center. But it, of course, because it's kind of reflecting Industrial Revolution, Victorian era, the conditions were not great at all. So she basically she escaped, and she was running away when she bumped into the group in a weird haze in a fish town with the fish man. And she was basically desperate just to find a new life and start somewhere new. And so yeah, she just joined them because that was her whole, she was just so desperate. She's also a ranger, and her main weapon is actually not her heart battle axe. It's actually a cherub looking long bow and arrow. I just drew the heart axe because it reminded me of my favorite singer, and it's super cool. And I also made her kind of look like me, with curly hair, pink everything, very fair skin tone, some freckles, super heavy eyeliner because I always wear heavy eyeliner, sharper than the blade that will kill my enemies. And yeah, I also gave her a Selkie puff dress because those are my favorite kinds of dresses. I love them so much. I have two, but they're not actual Selkie because Selkie is hecka expensive. It's $400-$500 for a little tiny puff dress. Also have strict parents, so they don't really let me wear that kind of stuff. It's so fun. But yeah, I basically just made this character reflecting of everything that I love. It's not very original, honestly. I'm hoping to branch out, make a super different kind of character when I am in future D&D campaigns, because honestly, this is very YN, main character, just like me, kind of coded, super young, 12-year-old type design. But I still love her because I think it's funny and fun to you know, have this super cute looking character, but then in sessions I just start screaming and it's totally in character because it's kind of just accurate for her because she's just kind of crazy. Basically I really wanted to kind of be like a Pinkie Pie character because Pinkie Pie is crazy and cool, and I just love that she kind of like canonically struggles with like depression, but she's like this super funny like pansexual pride flag color scheme and like pink and party, and yeah, I love her. She's amazing. Okay, yeah, this is the finished product. Next character's name is Rena. She is my friend. She is a half elf like cyborg. She started out as an elf, just like a normal fantasy character, but she got in a big accident, and part of her body is like with another character, part of another campaign, but you know, she started out as an elf, and so now her body is like half just parts, and so her character is just always looking for parts, always asking for an arm, and she's also really rude and demanding about it all the time. It's kind of funny. She just like sasses and roasts the entire group. Like she, in like the first meeting scene, like she was just so mean. She was just demanding an arm, but I love it. She's amazing, which is totally different than the person who like this character belongs to in real life. She is like so nice and funny and cool and like sweet, and her character is just so sassy, so it's really fun to just see her like totally change her personality and I guess just like let out any anger that she may have. I'm not too familiar with the character's backstory, but I just know that, yeah, she just started out as an elf and got in a freak accident. And so I think her motivation to be with the group is just to get money for parts and just better stuff, because as you can see in her design, it is falling apart. She's constantly like adjusting herself. She has a bag of legs. It's kind of like Zubul from The Amazing Digital Circus, how they have to constantly like change their parts. That's kind of Rena's character. And yeah, she's like cool, kind of mysterious looking with like her hood, and she's just always in like a negative mood. She's just constantly annoyed with all of the ridiculousness of the interactions between the group, and so it's just like, yeah, she's just there completely just for the money. Totally. And I love it though. I love her character. I had a lot of fun doing her like eye makeup look and like drawing a cyborg. I had never drawn that style before, and so this was all just like super duper fun to do. Yeah. Okay, it's done. Here's what it looks like. Yay! Next is Kriv Caladan. He's a dragonborn. He's like super cool and tall. He was basically like looking for a sister. He also befriended Wooble. As you can see, I used a lot of references to help me with the drawing because I'm super bad at drawing dragons. I like his character though because he acts kind of awkward sometimes, even though he's like this 6 foot, probably like 200-pound, just like huge dragon character. He's this really cool bronze color. My friend had to send me like a lot of references for what he wanted it to look like, because it's kind of hard to like translate that color with like colored pencils. So yeah, I really struggled with this one because I'm really bad at drawing dragons. Like, I was a Wings of Fire kid and I drew maybe 2 dragons, but they were kind of chopped. But yeah, I really like his character though, just because he's just this funny, like, awkward guy. He's looking for a sister and friends with like this weird plasma guy, but he's like this intimidating 6-foot dragon that you'd think would kill you, and he's just way more awkward and nice in the game, which is kind of great. I love him, so yeah. This is the finished drawing. I added a background. It's not mine. The next person I'm drawing, I will not be doing, like, showing their face because it's a real person, so let's just start drawing. This is the Dungeon Master. She's super cool. Obviously not gonna be name dropping or showing her face for privacy reasons, but she's super sweet and also super nerdy, which is actually kind of awesome for the game. She usually just acts as, like, side characters or as another smaller character that is in the group that you will see later when I draw them. And yeah, I drew her in her when she cosplayed as the guy, like the main character from Lies of P at FanX. I do not know his name, Maybe Lies of P fans will know his name. I don't, but I have listened to the soundtrack because she always listens to it. She's obsessed with it. She's obsessulated. And I don't know, she's just like really sweet. She's really fun to just act around with. And like I said, super nerdy, super fun. You know, she loves like Silk Song and like Hollow Knight and all the fun stuff, you know, into Ren fairs and drawing and all that cool magic stuff. And so she's a really great DM. I love her so much. Shout out to you, DM Master, who again, I will not be name or face dropping because I drew this person like just as they actually are. So this drawing is just them. So I guess you can kind of imagine what they look like. They're super cool, super nice, and yeah, I love them. This is the final drawing, yay! Okay, the next characters are Athena and Jacob, and I'm actually not very knowledgeable in their backstory, so the DM Master is gonna explain it.
So hi, I'm the DM, and I'm here to explain Jacob and Athena. So Jacob and Athena are actually my brother's characters, who he is playing with us. Athena is a baby god, essentially. She is an eldritch god who is Jacob's patron. She came from a race of gods who fed off of conflict and specifically ending conflict. They would gain power from that. But eventually, this wasn't very substantial because not all regions that some of those gods inhabited were very full of conflict enough to feed them. And others would starting conflicts that were so big that eventually they would die in them. So essentially, Athena is the last one left, and she's a baby. She was created by the last of them to continue on the race.
Okay, so it kind of cut off for her, but basically she was just trying to explain that she was the last of them and that, like, just solving conflicts is their way that they get food. And so their characters just have way different morals, and so now they're finally, like, changing and improving to learn, like, the morals of, like, human beings and learn empathy and, like, figure out other ways to get by. So yeah, super cool character. Okay, I finished the video, yes! This is the last of the drawings. This took me like 26 hours. So I hope you guys like it. But I'm having a drum roll, yes? Here it is! Yeah, I just added a whole bunch of extra details. These are all the characters. They're super cool, love them. Super epic, yes. They took me like 26 hours. And like probably like 5 hours of editing. So yeah, super slay and cool. Thank you guys for watching.